When I was 14, I planned my wedding.
This one's wife, as ever, scam or something else. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. In an earlier video, I have offered the observation that there may not actually be any as ever products available for purchase. We've seen them appear in the grift boxes that have been sent out for promotional purposes, but nobody has been able to purchase anything in the wild, so to speak. And therefore, as I explained in detail, this raises the very distinct possibility that as ever is something that you can't actually buy anything from if you're a member of the public. Which then leads to the question, so what's going on? Well, naturally, it's not a surprise to find that a narcissist might engage in the creation of an illusion in order to get to the prime aims. After all, this is what narcissists are notorious for. The narcissist creates an illusion of a kind and loving, interesting person so that you fall in love with them. That means that through this illusion, you are brought under control. The narcissist mirrors you, feigning liking the things that you like, disliking the things that you dislike, appearing to share similar interests, moral outlook, and such like. And therefore, as you seek your other half, you're conned into falling for this individual. Thus, you're brought under control, your responses provide fuel, your character traits are required, and residual benefits secured by the narcissist. The narcissist sells you an illusion to get to the prime aims. This always happens with the narcissist's seduction of whoever is brought into their fuel matrix. Whether it's romantic, familial, social, work-wise, or just a one-off interaction. What the narcissist shows to the world is an artifice, a creation, a fabrication, an illusion. And this is done whether it's lying about certain things, behaving in a certain way. Yes, there are instances where the narcissist will use the truth also. But there's always some aspect which is spun as an illusion, whether it's kindness and compassion, because the narcissist doesn't really have any. Yes, it might be that they are a talented author, or they are a commercial pilot. Those things are true, but alongside that, there'll be other illusions that are provided. The illusions of being a family-oriented person, the illusion of being a hard worker, whatever it might be. And one wonders, is this just another example of a narcissist engaging in the provision of an illusion? Is it the case that this one's wife has created the brand as ever in order to nullify the humiliation surrounding the failure of American Riviera Orchard? I can create a brand. Yabu sucks to you. Might it be that this Potemkin product, as one might describe it, or Potemkin brand, has been created purely to enable her to draw in massive amounts of fuel in the moment, to nullify threats to control by pouring scorn on the naysayers, gaining the residual benefit of facade management, and then nothing will come to pass, that it's another failed project of this one's wife to add to the long list of others that I've mentioned before. So could it be that all it's being done for is the pursuit of the prime aims in itself, to control an audience, draw fuel from them, and manage her facade, and that's it? That she is so bound by her narcissism that she doesn't have any due regard to the collateral consequences that will flow from the fact that people will go, oh, this is another brand failure. You didn't make any money. You've duped people once again. It's a possibility. Because remember, this woman has no emotional empathy. She's not thinking about what comes next. She launched 40 by 40 and it went nowhere. She didn't think about the criticism that would follow from that. She launched American Riviera Orchard, which didn't go anywhere. She wasn't thinking about the ridicule that would flow from that. Alternatively, might it be that it's been done on this basis to try and gauge interest before orders are placed for the actual products? Remember, this one's wife doesn't like using her own money, and I'm sure that that fund of money is dwindling as a consequence of limited opportunities coming her way and the high maintenance of her expenditure. What arrangements would she have with the suppliers? After all, we know she's not making the products herself. So she's going to have to buy the jam from somewhere, and the honey from somewhere, and the flour sprinkles from Pets R Us, and the tea from somewhere, and so forth. Where's it coming from? Nobody knows because they're signed up to NDAs. What's the contractual arrangement there? Has she managed to secure credit terms, which would be interesting for a fledgling business with no trading history? Is it the case that she's able to get 30 days or 90 days to make payment for the ingredients and therefore looks to pay her suppliers out of the monies that received? Is she going to actually spend her own money to create the products first, but then if they don't sell, she ends up with a loss? I doubt she'd want to do that. She's more likely to want credit, but could she actually get it? Is it the case, therefore, that rather than, because she can't get credit, and rather than spend her own money to have all of this stock, what she's simply done is create a very small number of items at a very low expenditure, which then means she can gauge just how much interest there is, so that she can then decide how much she wants to spend on creating the product based upon anticipated need. Now, you might have thought that somebody that was a supposed female founder would have done some market research beforehand to gauge the need. But it might be that what's actually happened is that this has been done to see just how many people wanted to make purchases, so that she can now go and create sufficient amounts of product to match the perceived demand, assuming people remain interested. Of course, there runs the risk, a collateral consequence once again, that people think, well, I couldn't buy it. I've lost interest. I don't want it now. I wanted it last week. I don't want it now. I've gone and bought some jam from elsewhere. Thus, a possibility is that she has utilized this as a marketing exercise to gauge interest with a view to then placing an order for much more products, which she pays for, with a greater expectation of the receipt of those monies once sold. Alternatively, might it just be a data mining exercise whereby she has sought information from people who are interested in these types of product, and might she go and sell that information? As you know, many social media sites, you are the product. Your information, what you watch, what you view, what you write about, all this information is harvested, and is sold. And significant sums of money can be paid for this data, which is useful to a variety of different organizations, ranging from politics to sales of cars. Alternatively, might it be that this one's wife is seeking investment, that yet again she can't be bothered to put the hard work in? And so, in order to tempt investment, she needs to be able to show to potential investors, look, these are the products that were created. This is the level of interest that exists in it. Invest in me. It's worth investing because there are people who do want to buy it. I don't want to risk my money, not that she would necessarily say this to the investors, but that's what's going on. I don't want to risk my money. I want to risk your money because I have no boundary recognition and I engage in asset appropriation. You can invest in this, so your money will then be used to buy the products which I can then sell, and when we will split the profits in some way. Thus, it might be the case that she's done this to generate interest as a whole, to increase brand recognition, and to demonstrate to some degree a tangible demand for the product, which she can then turn and say to potential investors, I have created a brand, it has a website, it has products, a test run showed this level of interest, I've marketed through the grift boxes, come and invest. I remain of the view that you can't actually buy anything at the moment. But the question is, what's it for? And what do you think, valuable viewers? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think this is a case of a narcissist simply creating an illusion so she's able to gain that fuel, that control, that facade management, and nothing will ever be delivered? It's just the usual case of this one's wife creating a buzz in the moment? Or do you think it's more a case of she's trying to gauge interest so that she can then know how much money she should be spending, and that she's exercising caution in that regard. And there's a degree of duping that has gone on because it's made it seem like you can buy stuff when actually you can't. And that's been done for the purpose of testing the market. Do you think for once that she's showing some business acumen? Or do you think it's really a data mining exercise and that people are being duped into providing their information? Or do you think that she's created this as a shop window to get the residual benefit of investment? Pure illusion? Gauging interest? Data mining or investment? Or do you think it's something else altogether? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.